place.
Here comes the flop.
Well, it's a 6-4 deuce. That's actually a good flop for Bob because now he can catch one of 4 threes to make a straight and also win this pot.
Or 5 or 3, and he's going to win this pot. Can the man that built the Stratosphere Hotel in Vegas get lucky here today?
He actually has 5 cards in the deck he can catch to win this pot.
Here it comes. Not yet. He's not going to do it. A pair of 4s on the board now.
Now, Bob Stupak needs a 3 or a 5, or he will be our 6th place finisher.
Here it is.
And there it goes. It's bye-bye, Bob.
Oh, it is over for Bob.
Can we have a round of applause?
Bob Stupak, Las Vegas legend,
our 6th place finisher.
is going to go out in 6th place. He is going to take home $46,000.
And he is walking away a disappointed man.
Well, one thing about Bob Stupak, he made a bet. He took 5-1 that he would make it to the money, the top 18 places in this tournament before it started. He bet $10,000 on himself. He won $50,000 by making it to the top 18 places. So all's not bad for Bob Stupak. Don't feel too sorry for him.
Oh, man, this guy bets on himself that he's going to make the final table.
You got to love it. You got to love it.
He's great.
Okay, I'm here with Bob Stupak. You're the first one out. Tell us what happened in the hand.
I had 2 5s, put all my money in. Didn't hold up. Somebody had 2 jacks. But go out blasting, never go out calling.
By knocking out Bob Stupak, Andy Block has moved into 2nd chip position and increased his chances to win this tournament.
Well, this is one happy guy. He is playing with supreme confidence, Mike. Now look at this. Gus Hansen, first to act. He has an 8-9.
Approximately 20,000.
Okay, he's consistent. He's going to raise it.
This guy is a relentless warrior, Vince. There's no doubt about it. He just fires and fires and fires at pots.
Now, Andy's got a nothing hand, a 9 and a deuce.
He folds.
Yes.
Now, Steve Skolnick, who has to make a move soon. The guy's down to 20,000 in chips. Says, oh, I can't even hardly get through a round or 2 of blinds.
Well, this time he's got a queen 3 of clubs.
You raise again.
He's thinking about it. He's got to make a move, like you said.
I'm gonna double through you. It's okay.
Wow, he's going to do it here, Mike.
Well, he says he's going to do it, but
Gus has raised 18,000.
talking and doing is 2 different things.
He's doing a little Hollywood fake there, I guess.
Not this.
David's got 5-4 spades. He's
and he
out.
folds.
David folds.
Daniel Rentzer, our chip leader, has picked up a pair of 3s.
18.
Now, he's in the big blind, so he's going to call a bet here.
And when you say that big blind, that means that you actually have to put in money before the flop to instigate action. So he's already involved in the pot.
Correct. He had 6,000 out there. The bet was 18,000 by Gus. He called 12,000 more. Here comes the flop.
Okay.
It's 2 3s versus an 8-9.
The flop comes.
Now the flop comes Queen 10-6.
6.
Now this gives Gus a double belly buster straight. In other words, he can catch a jack for a straight or a 7 for a straight.
And look at the guts of this Daniel. He's coming out and betting it with just a pair of 3s.
Daniel has let out and bet with 2 3s here in this pot.
And you're right. Gus has
Daniel
2
raises
shots at getting it
18,000,
straight.
or bets 18,000.
18,000 was the bet by Daniel. And Gus is going to call to try to make this straight. He's called 18,000 here.
Calls.
And Daniel can't feel too good about his 2 3s now.
The turn card.
Now the board pairs
comes a 6 of
6s.
clubs.
Now this is interesting because Daniel's actually in front with 3s and 6s.
Well, Daniel checks here.
Gus has got a possibility of a hand.
Now Gus could take a free card off here to try to make this straight for nothing.
That's not this guy's style, though. This guy's like an old riverboat gambler.
But remember, the guy called a raise before the flop. He let out and bet on the flop. You think that slows Gus down? Sure doesn't look like it.
36.
Oh, this guy is beautiful. What
He
a
does.
piece of work.
I'm telling you.
He's betting into Daniel.
36,000 he's bet.
Wow, look at this call.
Now this is amazing to me. What a call right here by Daniel.
Gus bets.
This is a great read on Gus.
He has called 36,000 here with a pair of 3s, folks.
Now, I totally respect this kid now. This is an amazing... How does he do that?
The river is a deuce of
Now
diamonds.
the last card off is the deuce of diamonds.
Daniel checks it. What's Gus going to do this time? Did not make his hand.
Well, Gus knows he's going to have to bet at this pot to win it, but
He could get called down.
can you really pull the trigger here with absolutely nothing like Gus has and bet again?
This is what poker's all about, heart and guts, and reading your opponent.
Well, you may criticize Gus for some things, but you will never, ever, ever criticize this guy for not having heart and guts. And he's done it.
Oh, man. He's doing it again.
Now look at this. Daniel is not even hesitating.
No, he
That's
can't be calling this.
50,000.
This is a great poker play both ways.
He called on 4th Street thinking he had the best hand. He's called again on 5th Street thinking he has the best hand. He has 2 threes. Good call,
It's
Gus
an
says.
amazing call.
A pair of threes.
That's poker.
Good.
Daniel was confident he had the best hand there. He didn't even hesitate to call that 50,000.
Hey, you know
Shows
what?
a pair
If you're
of
Daniel
threes.
Renser, quit school right now and stay in a poker casino. That's it.
That shows.
That's a great call.
I bet you have got to be impressed with the play of Daniel Renser there. With that pot, he has moved into a commanding chip position lead. He has over 700,000 in chips. And Steve Skolnick is on the respirator with only 10,000. And his chances of winning this tournament, I would say, were about the equivalent if he had to stand at the mid-court of the basketball court and make a half-court shot. It can be done, but it's a long shot.
I'm looking to get hot at the final table. I hope I'm due for a rush, and hopefully I'll get one and be able to play it through and win it.
Well, Vince, there's a saying in the poker world, all you need to win a poker tournament is a chip and a chair.
That is correct, Mike. All you got to do is just keep firing those chips.
40,000.
And speaking of firing chips in the pot,
Daniel's
here
gonna
comes
make it
Daniel Renser. He's not
40,000.
afraid to play either. This time he has a big hand, though. Ace-king.
And Gus has got 8-5.
passes.
He's going to throw it away.
Just trying to steal your blinds, Steve.
Andy folds.
Andy folds.
I can't get a hand either.
And Steve can't play at all.
Now the Dragon has a big decision here. David has king-queen of spade.
Yes, he does. Suited, King Queen. That's a big hand.
Now keep in mind, David only has 84,000 in chips. The bet is 40,000. So what that means is, if he plays this pot, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't put all his chips in the pot. And David opts to fold.
The Dragon's laying down King Queen of spade. That is an astute laydown.
What a great laydown it is, Vince. That's king-queen against ace-king. David the Dragon fam. This is why he's such a great no-limit hold'em player.
I have plan, but if I got unlucky, nothing I can do, but I hope I got chance to win.
You're going to see anyways. There is a mix.
Oh, back to the next hand, and Gus has got a Jack-4 offsuit.
Gus is first to act.
And Gus, the man from Denmark, is going to come out and raise.
Look at this
17,000.
first position. He comes out raising with a Jack-4 offsuit. This is just amazing to me.
Yeah, but this could be Andy time because he has just picked up a pair of 9s.
Wow.
It's a nice hand,
It is a nice hand,
and he's going to call it.
and he is going to play.
Andy calls the 17,000.
Steve Skolnick
Calls 17,000. Now here comes Steve again.
works in Hollywood, and he's going to continue to work in Hollywood because he can't pick up any
David
cards.
passes.
He's got 7 Jack. What are you going to do? David's going out with ace deuce, and we got
And
2
Daniel
players
passes.
here.
Gus and Andy
between
one more
Gus
time
and
battling
Andy.
each other.
Here comes the flop.
Flop comes
Flop
10,
is 10, 4, 3.
3 different suits.
Now this gives Gus a pair of 4s, but Andy has a pair of 9s. Gus is getting out his chips.
Oh, yeah. He's just doing that little stack job.
And he does it. 20,000 he fires out there.
And Gus bets 20,000.
Mr. Deception.
Andy
And
calls.
Andy calls.
He's like a block wall, Mr. Andy Block. Can't get around him. Can't go through him.
Now a queen.
Now a queen comes off on 4th Street. Gus checks. Andy checks.
Check, check. Last card is an 8.
Last card is an 8. Gus checks. Andy
both check.
checks.
Small pay.
Andy's going to win this pot.
And he's going to like this. Yeah,
Two
the 9s
nines
are going to
for
hold
Andy.
up, just like your 10s held up earlier
Pocket 9's
on.
going to win this
Well,
pot.
Andy Block has held over Gus, as we say. He's always seemed to have a hand every time Gus comes out there betting, but still, these are some tough calls he's got to make also.
Well, the thing is Gus is just kind of setting these guys up. Because even when you get called down and lose that kind of pot, he's telling the table, listen,
Button moves
I'm going to
to
play
David.
Jack-4. I'm going to
4
play
minutes left
crazy.
in this round.
So call me next time. And he's got to hope that he hits a big hand and he can trap him later on down the line.
He may be trying to set him up, but in the meantime, his chips are going down. Andy's are going up. Daniels are going up. They're the 2 chip leaders of this tournament right now.
No, there won't be
We're
a
going to
break.
take a little break here with the
We'll
LA
raise the
Poker
limits to
Classic,
10,000.
Commerce Casino. Coming right back on the World Poker Tour.
Commerce Casino in Los Angeles for the LA Poker Classic here on the World Poker Tour. A Vegas legend has busted out, leaving 5 players left to battle for high stakes and a huge payday. First prize today is more than $500,000.
Andy Block is going to be in the hot seat. He's got to look at his cards first.
Peeks at an 8-10 offsuit. He folds.
Andy passes.
Oh, well, here it is. Steve has finally got a decent hand. He's got Queen 8 of hearts.
He's going to stand up now.
He stands up with the Queen 8 of hearts.
Yes, he is.
In honor of Umberto, all in.
There you go, all in. All in, like they do in Costa Rica. They stand up and they push their hands forward, and he slams his last 5,000 in chips. He bangs them in the center of the table.
Look at this. Everyone's going away, but Daniel's coming in with a pair of 7s. Now you got Gus still sticking around.
Come on, triple me up. Give me protection.
Gus Hansen has a 3 and a 5.
Just check.
He's in.
Steve Skolnick is all in. He's standing up.
This is very interesting, Mike. There is a side pot going on here. Now, Steve can only win what he's put in, but the rest of the guys, Gus and Daniel, have a side pot, and this pot could continue.
Steve all in.
Now look at this flop. Oh, this is huge for Gus. He makes 3 of a kind.
Flop comes 10-3-3.
And he's checking it. He's sandbagging here.
Check.
Now, Daniel checked 2 7s there.
On the turn.
A queen comes on the turn. Now look at Steve.
Well,
he hollers yell right here.
Do you like that
Obviously,
queen?
the queen has hit him.
Yeah, he thinks he's won.
But in the meantime, this is totally unethical in that there's a side pot going. 2 guys have chips. Gus has flopped 3 3s. He's making a bet at this pot.
Uh-oh.
$12,000 bet.
Where's the side pot? Is this a side pot?
This is a side pot.
Daniel folds 2 7s here.
Yeah. Now, Steve thinks he's still won at this point.
So now they're going to turn up their hand. Still's turned up the queen. He thinks he's won the pot. Now he sees the 3 3s.
He knows it's over. It is over.
Steve Skolnick needs a queen. He doesn't catch it. He is out. But look at the look on Gus's face. Gus is not a happy camper that Steve jumped up and started screaming when the queen hit, because that ran his opponent out of the pot.
Oh, well. I moved up a spot.
Well, Steve Skolnick is going to take a ride back to Hollywood, and Gus Hansen is coming back strong.
This guy is amazing.
Gus Hansen knows what it takes to win on the World Poker Tour. As champion of the inaugural WPT event at Bellagio, Hansen etched his name in poker history. Now, here in Commerce, Gus is after another crown in his usual aggressive style.
Of course, there's a strategy in placing higher because there's quite a big difference in the prices paid, 6-5 and so on. But my aggressive style definitely leads toward I'm going for 1 of 6.
Gus's wild poker style keeps his opponents guessing.
Can't really figure him out that well. Like most players, you can sort of get a read on them. He plays anything. I don't know what he's got, so he's a tough customer. Very dangerous.
He's definitely the most dangerous and most experienced player at the final table. He's who I really have to be careful with, and he's going to play a lot of hands and play them perfectly. And he can get away playing King 7 and Jack 5 and things like that because he's so good.
With the respect of all his opponents and one title already under his belt, Gus Hansen likes his odds.